In this video, I'll give you some tips and sort of show you what to do to get started drawing the grid on your paper. So as we draw the grid on the paper, you'll be drawing a 1-inch grid, which means that each square will be 1 inch by 1 inch, 1 inch wide by 1 inch tall. Okay, we're using a 1-inch grid because you have zoomed in on your photo on your iPad enough to where the ruler tool made much smaller widths of these bands, either horizontally or vertically, so that you will come up with 7 or 8 by 9 or 10 squares on your image on your iPad. Okay, so first thing we need to do is to make sure that you find the actual measurement edge of the ruler. So that's not the actual edge of the ruler. It always is in from the ruler, and you'll have to find that big mark. Okay, so that big mark is located, of course, right here. So not here, but here. Okay. So I'll go ahead and start lining that up. And when you hold the ruler, make sure to kind of hold it, spread your fingers out so that it doesn't move, especially when you start drawing the lines. But it's good practice to do this when you are making the marks as well. Okay, and you're just going to make a mark on every inch that you see all the way down the line. Okay, now I'm just going to repeat the same process on the bottom of the paper. Line it up to that start of the ruler, hold my ruler down, and I make a mark on the 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and so on all the way down the line. And again, the inch marks are going to be your largest mark on your ruler. Although my ruler, the inches and half inches are the same, which is a little on the confusing side, but it's always where the numbers are. Now, when you start connecting your little marks, all right, a couple things. So make sure that you are able to see the mark just on either the right side of the ruler if you are right-handed, or the left side of the ruler if you are left-handed. Okay, so I'm going to get it kind of all the way to it so I can just see it just barely. So I can zoom in here and I can just barely see that right there. Okay, just a little bit. Now when you make your lines, you have to make them light. So to make light lines, I always tell all of my students to hold the pencil by the eraser end. That way there's less pressure on the tip of the graphite, which makes a lighter line. Okay, and I just hold the ruler again, fingers spread out, drag all the way down, slide it over, and repeat. Okay, and those are nice light lines to where I'm still able, because remember at the end, you'll need to be able to erase the grid completely. And the harder you press, the harder it is to erase first off, and also you're actually scoring the paper and making these little indents and grooves in the paper. Okay, so all the way down. Okay, so I would actually finish this all the way out and all the way to the edge of my paper this way. And then I'm going to go ahead and do it vertically. Okay, so again, I like to drop my ruler down a little bit to make sure that I've got enough ruler, although this ruler, of course, is longer than my piece of paper by just a bit. But bring it up, down a little bit, and try to make your marks light as well, because you don't want to have these nice light lines, but then you have these dark darks. And remember, light lines are the key, holding your pencil near the eraser so there's less pressure when you make those marks.